my current project is a systemic approach. It's a systemic approach to ending the problem with the STEM pipeline. America has a problem. Not enough students are interested in and prepared for careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. That's STEM. So for decades, probably a couple of decades now, the United States has been complaining about it, and they hold forums where everybody shows the charts and graphs about how this is where jobs are going, and these are our students interested in this. And so my current systemic initiative is to say, well, what will it take to change that path and to make more and more students, first of all, so it's not first of all, but some of the factors involved are understanding what STEM careers are. Kids don't know what an engineer is, or that she can be an engineer, or that engineers exist, or that everything that you see that's not natural was designed, was engineered, is the product of science and math, and art, by the way. So a lot of people say STEAM. We're going to put a lot of art in there, but we may keep that out while we at least sell the concept. But so we have to think about, well, what are all the factors? Kids think math and science is hard. Kids, their friends say it's nerdy to be interested in science and math. They have a great teacher one year and then a lousy teacher the next year, or an unprepared teacher the next year. And so any momentum that's built is often dropped, and it doesn't maintain over time. Schools not organized to really allow project-based learning the way it should be, with 42-minute periods. By the time you get things set up and start to do something, it's time to take it down. Schools don't have any place to store projects and things like that. So there are a lot of things working against it. So what we're doing is we're assembling a group of universities to start this, to think together about what kind of an organization would there be. And the STEM Scouts flag means that there will be kids doing hands-on activities around these things, but there'll also be prerequisite knowledge and badges awarded for learning the prerequisite knowledge, and project patches where they follow. It's sort of a well-structured thing I do with, build 3 rockets, each with different fins and nose cones, and use sine, cosine, tangent to figure out how high they go. And so that's a well-structured thing. Then there'll be, above that, for higher order stuff, there'll be maker medals, where they just create a whole project on their own. I'm going to take what I learned about simple machines and I'm going to build a gravity-driven clock or a water clock or something like that using principles. And then there's another piece at the top that we're going to call STEMblems. And you can earn STEMblems by following a scientific or engineering process as identified by the National Research Council. They just put out a framework for science and engineering. And they say this is the process that a scientist goes through. Scientist defines the question that he or she is working on answering and really spends some time understanding the question. An engineer at that same stage defines the problem or the product to be solved by the product. Then you move into a modeling stage, and then you move into a prototyping and data gathering and data analysis and subjecting your thinking, drawing some conclusions, subjecting your conclusions to peer critique, and then communicating your findings. And so, we want kids to be doing all that. We want it to be cool. Serious fun is what we're after here. But again, there's so many pieces to this. It's a systemic issue. So we're going to talk to specialists in game theory and adolescent motivation and content, and we're going to involve career development theory experts on how you get people to understand and be interested and stay interested in careers. And we're not just going to say, well, let's build a robotics club. Not that I'm against that. I like robotics clubs. That's a good thing. But things, again, that's a silver bullet. That's a switch. It's not going to produce the years of continuous engagement that will be required to solve a problem like that.